Welcome to Lab 7 of INTZ 2020. This is for creating and configuring virtual machine settings. Alright, for Lab 7 we'll be installing a HyperV 2012 server with 3 GB of RAM and 3 processors. Next we'll be configuring the HyperV server settings through sconfig. After that we'll be enabling the HyperV Manager. Then we'll be installing Windows Server 2012 R2 through HyperV Manager, and then we'll be configuring that Windows Server 2012 R2 through HyperV Manager. Alright, welcome to Lab 7. So let's go begin. First thing we want to do is create a new virtual machine. Typical installation, select the ISO file. Next, let's name this HV server. And the location should already be set. Let's see. There we go. Next, store disk, single file. Let's do customize hardware. Alright, let's go ahead and set this to 3 gigabytes. Oops. Enter. Let's set number of core processors 3. Alright. Close that out. Oh wait, let's do one last thing. Let's do host only. Alright. Let's do finish installation. Alright, let's go ahead and launch this up. Alright, and there we go. Let's go and start the installation. Set. Next. Custom. Next. There we go. Let's go ahead and skip ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up. Let's go ahead and set a password for this. Alright, and there we go. Let's go ahead and launch sconfig. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. So the first thing we want to do is change the computer name. So let's name it HV server. No, we do not want to restart yet. Next thing we want to do is configure the network settings. Let's go ahead and set that. Static. Okay, and the IP address would be 51. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is configure the DNS server. Bam. Alright. The next thing, or the last thing we have to do is join the domain. So in order to do that, let's return to the main menu. Okay. Let's do domain. Change your computer name. Yes. New computer name. Right, be in this HV server. Start now. Let's go ahead and yes. So we just finished configuring HV server, HyperV. Now what we want to do is install the role on the workstation A for HyperV. So let's type in features, features should work. Turn features windows on, off. Let's find HyperV. Let's go ahead and check it. Just make sure both are checked. Okay, good to go. Let's go ahead and install it. Alright, we just finished installing it. Next thing we want to do is go ahead and search for HyperV Manager. Let's go and type it in. There we go. Okay, so once we have it loaded, you want to go ahead and connect to server. Let's browse. Let's try this again. Browse. Alright, let's type in HV server. Let's verify it one little time. Check names. Alright. Okay, so we just added our HyperV server to the HyperV Manager. Alright, and once we have it loaded up, let's go ahead and connect to it. Alright, now let's go ahead and type in a password. Okay, let's go ahead and sign into this. Alright, now we want to do is set up server E. So let's go ahead and assign it an IP address. If it'll load. There we go. Jeez. Then IPv4. Set up a static IP, and for server E we'll be using 0.61. So let's go ahead and type that out. Subnet will be 255. 255. Default gateway would just be 2.2.1, and the DNS server will be 2.2.1 also. Okay, good to go on that part.
Now let's go back to Server Manager. If you'll let me. Alright, now once we're in Server Manager, what we'll be doing here is changing the computer's name. Let's set it to Server E. Hit apply. There you go. Set the work name. Server E. Bam. It doesn't ask us to assign a domain just yet, so I'm gonna wait on that until I'm sure on it. So that'll be it for Lab 7. Let's go ahead and restart this. And there we go. Alright, in conclusion for Lab 7, we installed a HyperV 2012 server with 3 GB of RAM and 3 processors. We configured the HyperV server settings through sconfig. We enabled the HyperV role. We installed the Windows Server 2012 R2 through HyperV Manager. We configured the Windows Server 2012 R2 through HyperV Manager.